Okay, so this tutorial will show you how to make a pinch pot. This is the block of clay you would have gotten, and I'm gonna just do some wedging of the block on this canvas surface. So I don't need this bag. Right, now I can start rounding it using a cupping motion with your hand. You turn it into a ball. Alright, so I have it to a ball shape. Now use my thumb to make a hole into the clay. Now the pinch is like this, not like this, like this. So I'm going to pinch and start creating a pot. Evening out the clay. As I go along, I fill these little cracks. Remember that you don't want the pot walls to be thinner than your pinky finger, right? I'm flattening out the base as well, making sure there's not too much clay on the bottom. So I'm going to flatten the top here a little bit. Just rounding out the base. Trying to get this as smooth, as curved as possible. Take a little water, clean up the edges. Yeah. I can also flatten for it to rest flat. I could also flatten the base a little bit, just a little hit. Just like that. So now it will sit flush onto the surface. Using a little water just to smoothen out these edges. Yeah. Alright, and that's basically my pot right there. I could spend a little more time and just try to get this a little more even. In case it starts to dry out while you're doing this, you can always just moisten your fingers and just wet back the clay a little bit, just to neaten this back up. So here I can see here a little uneven, so I just spread it out a little more. Right, and now I'm going to start decorating my clay pot. Right, once I've reached a stage that I'm satisfied, I can start decorating the pot. And you can use a variety of things, variety of clay tools, but if you don't have those clay tools, you can use things from home to decorate the pot. So what I'm going to use, I found this sort of chopstick. I'm going to use this as well as a little bowl that I found. I think this can make some really cool little circles. So first I'm going to take this, and we're just going to add some lines to the top of this. Yeah, make it wet it as well. I'm wetting the stick, but you don't want to add too much water to your clay. You have to be mindful of how much water you're really adding back, because then you'll just be making a mess. You're making mud. So be mindful of how much clay you add, how much water you add to your clay. Right, now I like this line pattern. I think I want to add this to the side as well, I'm going to carry these lines straight down. I'm scraping off some clay. I could probably just wipe it here. Yeah. Making some lines at the side of my pot. Yes, I've seen these lines. Or instead of doing the lines, you could, if you want to keep with the lines, you could do lines straight around. But instead of doing the lines, I could have used this, which is sort of this nut. I think it's something for a screwdriver. I'm gonna use it to just create some circles straight around the clay pot. You can do it straight around, or maybe you want to do just random dots all over. That could be something as well. The last sort of design that I could show you that you could do is using something small. Here I have sort of like it's a drill bit, but you can use a pin. I could use a toothpick to sort of draw onto the clay. I was off camera there for a bit. To draw onto the clay. So here I'm drawing some lines. I'm drawing like a tree, a leaf pattern. Or this could be used to just do dots as well. Notice I'm not letting anything damage the inside of the pot. It's all happening on the outside. So here's a variety of things you could have done on the outside to decorate. There's a ton more possibilities just when we explore and experiment with certain things, such as a spoon. A spoon could give you really nice lines and shapes in the clay. You could use a spoon to make a pattern as well. So you see that? That's pretty interesting there. And that could be on the entire wall of the clay. Sort of like a scale. Texture. And again, I'm not letting it hurt the inside of the pot. It's all happening on the outside, right? The last thing you want to do is you want to, at the bottom of your clay pot, write the initials. So you could write it using the toothpick. Just make sure that it's clear and easy to read, especially if you're submitting this for school. So there I put my initials. Or if you want, you could write your name. You could take your time and write your name small. And that is my pinch pot. Yes.